Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I will be speaking on how to pass the bar in the UK. The reason that I believe that I can provide information on this topic is because I'm a barrister. I passed the bar in the UK. The bar professional training course is a very intense course, so the first thing that I think you require is to purchase all the essential equipments you need in order to succeed on the course. The course consists of 12 modules, so I recommend that you purchase 12 lever arch files if you can. If you can't, 10 will be okay initially. Because for the two optional modules, I think a normal small folder would be sufficient. You also need to purchase pens, highlighters, post-it notes, book reader tags. So on the first day when you attend the institution that you'll be completing the bar professional training course at, after registration, you will be provided with all the course materials. So I recommend you take a suitcase, probably a medium-sized suitcase would be okay. You will also be provided with a locker. The course material consists of hard copies of the White Book, Volume 1 and Volume 2, Archibald, and you will be provided with SGS material for each module. The second thing that you require is to be very organized. As mentioned previously, the bar professional training course, it's very intense, so I recommend that you treat the course as if it was a 9 to 5 job. So even if you do not have classes on a particular day, make sure that you're applying yourself and carrying out work on, say, Monday to Friday. Preparation. The third topic is preparation. Preparation is extremely important. You have to plan ahead. Set yourself your own deadlines. For example, if you have an SGS to be prepared for Wednesday, set yourself a deadline, for example, Monday if you can, Sunday, sorry. The fourth topic is accommodation. You want to be staying somewhere where you don't have to move whilst completing the BPTC, so try your best to make sure you have housing for that full time whilst you're studying the BPTC. Fifthly, avoid stress. The bar will take majority of your time. You won't have the time or the effort to cope with stress whilst completing the bar professional training course. So in terms of the course itself, sixthly, I'll talk about preparation for assessments. I recommend that you treat all your advocacy classes with the utmost respect. You listen to the feedback that you receive from your advocacy tutor. Prepare as best as you possibly can for each advocacy class, so in turn when you have the examinations it will be much easier for you to prepare for them. You'll be provided with a DVD video recording of each of your advocacy class, watch back your videos, see what you can do to improve for the next session, practice in the mirror. Advocacy 1 consists of making an application to the judge. So for example, for a default judgment, so you will have to prepare a skeleton argument, which you will have to normally hand in a day prior to the assessment. Advocacy 2 is examination in chief, which means you'll be questioning your own witness. Advocacy 3 is cross-examination, so you'll be questioning a witness for the other side. I recommend for advocacy 2 and 3, when you're preparing your questions, make sure you type it in a bigger font than you normally use, so you don't have any problems in terms of seeing the questions when you're glancing down, to remind yourself throughout the assessment. You can also use bullet points, use words, for example, that summarize a topic that you want to ask a question on. Conference is another oral assessment. I recommend that you use the plan provided to you by your tutor as a guide on how to construct a plan for the assessment. So this will put you in a better position of scoring well in your conference exam. Also, you'll have classes where you practice conferences, so you take these very seriously. Also consider the feedback that you're given by your tutor and other classmates. I think it's a week prior to the exam for opinion and drafting. They're two separate exams. You will be provided with the area of law that you will be examined on. So for opinion, writing and drafting assessments, I think it's a week prior to the assessment. You will be provided with the area of law that you will be examined on. I recommend that you research the areas of law very thoroughly. Also look at past opinion questions, drafting questions, look at the methods which were used in previous opinions and drafting. And it's extremely important that you practice. So that's why it's very important that you stay on top of your writing skills class for opinion writing and drafting, so in the long run it will actually pay off. I also recommend that you're allowed to bring in copies of opinions. I recommend that you bring in copies. I also recommend that you do practice exams where you'll time yourself and see how long it will take you to write out an opinion. Also, if you have the time, I recommend that you write out, for example, an anonymous opinion where you just put an introduction without the names, just an outline of how an opinion should actually look, and you can also include the remedies that are normally available in the type of law your actual question is based on conclusions. So make sure you try to do a like a plan with a structure of an opinion, or like an example opinion which includes all the main topics which need to be included in an opinion. It's extremely important to know that a remedies section of an opinion is more important, for example, than a fact section. So just bear that in mind whilst you're doing your assessment. You will also have to complete 2 options, for example, like judicial review and company law. For those options, they were essay questions. I think the classes were only for 6 weeks at the end of term. So I recommend that you treat them quite seriously. For your essay questions, make sure it's properly referenced. Make sure you proofread it before you submit your essay. So for reader, which is resolving disputes out of court, which is normally set by the course provider, I recommend that you make notes in class. When you're revising, you make more in-depth notes. You will also have a read-up booklet which you can use to prepare for the assessment. So the 3 centrally set exams by the Bar Standards Board, the BSB. So it's firstly professional ethics, secondly civil litigation and remedies, thirdly criminal litigation, evidence and sentencing. Professional ethics consists of 6 short answer questions. So for example, essay questions. For these type of questions, I recommend that you read the question thoroughly, what rule or procedure apply, then you actually apply it to the specific question. You can use bullet points because you're actually in an exam and because of the time constraints. So for professional ethics, you'll study this throughout the course, but there's a book by Gillian Woodworth, Prepared to Pass Professional Ethics, which you can purchase on Amazon. I highly recommend that you purchase this book. I didn't use it myself, however, Gillian normally marks professional ethics exams, and she is aware of the techniques that should be used in the assessment and the answering style. So I highly recommend that you purchase this book. You will learn the code of conduct, so it's very important that you continuously practice these throughout your time learning on the BPTC, because essentially once you're a barrister, you should know how you should conduct yourself as a barrister. So for civil litigation and remedies, I highly recommend that you get Prepared to Pass Civil Litigation and Remedies, BPTC, by Gillian Woodworth. Without that book, I do not think I would have passed the bar professional training course. So the book sets out litigation in a logical order, for example, from pre-litigation to appeals. So it brings all the voluminous information you learn throughout your time studying on the BPTC together. She puts together key tips in a simple format, which makes it easy for the reader to understand, and it also has commentary. It covers what you're expected to know for the curriculum. For criminal litigation, evidence and sentencing, I use the Orange Book by Rory Clark. So for criminal litigation, evidence and sentencing, they've got a new book. There's a new book on Amazon by Sarah Woodall. I really recommend that book, even though I did not use it personally. I've heard rave reviews on it, so I really recommend it because it breaks down the syllabus. It uses bullet points, so I really recommend you get that book. These revision books are extremely important in terms of assisting you with your revision. So civil litigation and criminal litigation consists each of 75 multiple choice questions each. For these type of assessments, I highly recommend that you use practice papers also to prepare for the exam, and after some time you use practice assessments within the time that you will be given for the assessment. So for civil and criminal litigation, two separate exams, I recommend that you use practice questions, as much past questions as possible. Both assessments consist of 75 multiple choice questions. After a while, you examine yourself with these past questions within the time limit for the exam, which is 3 hours. So for both of those exams, I recommend that you use past questions as well as the revision books. Gillian Woodworth, I highly recommend her revision books. Please bear in mind that because of the change in syllabus, that you have to check on Amazon for a more contemporary version, probably at the beginning of the year. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that the topics I covered will assist you in passing the bar. I know the bar is an extremely difficult course to pass. It's quite intense. So if you have any questions, please list them below and I'll try my best to answer them. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and comment down below. Thank you. Bye. I know the BPTC is a very intense course, but I passed it, so you've seen someone who's passed it, so hopefully that would put you in more of a positive mood and be more optimistic, seeing that it's possible to pass the BPTC. It goes by very quickly, so make sure you enjoy your time on the BPTC as well. Thanks, bye. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and comment down below. Thank you. Bye. I will also include pictures of the books that I used at the end of the video. Thank you so much. For revision, it's important to also use SGS material, so any notes that you made in class, and also SGS question and answers.